In the enchanting city of Filmora, night draped the sky in deep, inky blackness, while the biting winter air whispered through the streets. The slumbering town was a tapestry of silence, where everyone prepared for tomorrow's festive gathering, the revered Burns supper. Each household nestled in dreams, but one spirited soul remained awake, exuding vibrancy even in the stillness of the night. Melody, accompanied by her energetic little guy, embodied the eager anticipation swirling around in the air. Nearby, Mr. Arapaho was furrowing his brow, unable to shake off the restlessness that permeated his thoughts. Tomorrow held the magic of the bagpipes, and he felt a soaring urgency within himself. Mr. Turkey, renowned for his melodious bagpipe music and tiny bead storms, was lost in contemplation too. The lively spirit of his heart danced with the thought of how Mr. Arapaho would sound on his practice chanter. Meanwhile, Miss Choctaw, with her radiant smile, exuded positivity, while Miss Trunchbull reflected deeply on her recently transformed energy. The walls of Cruncham Hall, now a sanctuary of vitality, echoed her commitment to embrace change. She felt the calling of bagpipes weaving through her thoughts, sparking a flame of curiosity. Her mind drifted to the bluish-green skylights of the nearby school, a place she had touched with her nurturing spirit. In the shadows, Codlad proudly recalled his dazzling disco mirrors that twinkled in the moonlight, recalling how he had become a sharpshooter in darts. His British mentor had patiently guided him through each step of the game, an experience that imbued him with newfound confidence. In this vibrant tapestry of personalities, each person was spun from a unique thread, yet all were connected by the looming excitement for the Burns supper. As the hour grew late, Mr. Arapaho finally surrendered to his night's rest, but not before enveloping himself in the sweet sounds of bagpipe melodies, a gentle prelude to the joyful chaos to come. Unbeknownst to him, Miss Trunchbull too nurtured dreams of resistance against any potential stifling spirits like Miss Jenna, who had wrapped herself in rigidity in days gone by. Excitement hummed in the darkness, a promise of renewal and celebration dancing just beyond the veil of slumber, hinting at the joy that awaited at dawn. In the stillness of the night, Filmora lay draped in a shroud of silence, as though time had paused. The streets, usually bustling with life, echoed with an unsettling calm, hinting at a hidden anticipation. Shadows danced in the corners of empty alleyways, and the moon bathed the city in a gentle luminescence, as if guarding its secrets. In that moment, it felt almost like a ghost town, but the hearts of its inhabitants thrummed with an unspoken knowledge of what was to come, a vibrant promise woven into the fabric of the dawn. As the hours dragged on, the horizon remained kissed by darkness, but the sense of impending change crackled in the air. Mr. Arapaho, a stalwart figure even in the solitude of the early morning, found himself drawn to his practice chanter. He felt an almost magnetic pull, a desperate need to experience the day's first breath. While the world around him slumbered in peaceful ignorance, he remained acutely aware of the magic that lay just beyond the veil of night. Then, as if orchestrated by some unseen force, a distant light began to pierce the darkness, creeping gracefully across the skyline. It was a delicate glimmer at first, just a tentative promise that hinted at the brilliance of the day to come. Every flicker of light seemed to awaken the city, breathing life into its silent spaces. A profound exhilaration coursed through Mr. Arapaho. He could feel the excitement building, like a coiled spring ready to unleash its energy. The warmth of the sun would soon spill across the horizon, and with it would come a wave of vibrant sounds and colors, painting Filmora anew. As he held his chanter close, his heart raced in rhythm with the dawning light. The first rays of sunlight danced playfully over rooftops, bathing the streets in a warm embrace. It was then that he exhaled and let his fingers glide over the chanter, releasing notes that resonated through the quiet air like whispers of hope. Each sound merged with the waking city, and the melodies spiraled into the morning, beckoning others to rise and embrace the day. The anticipation dissolved into joyous celebration as excitement wrapped around the hearts of all who listened, transforming the tranquility of night into a vibrant tapestry of life. The dawn had arrived, and with it, the promise of new beginnings. As dawn broke, hues of pink, orange, red, and yellow painted the sky, while Mr. Arapaho embraced the tranquility of the morning with his practice chanter. The melodies from last night flooded his mind, particularly the one known as the dawning of the day. He flowed into the notes, reliving the calming experience of the previous evening, his heart resonating with the notes emanating from the chanter, as if each note was a brushstroke on the canvas of the waking world. Intrigued by the enchanting music, Mr. Turkey ventured out, drawn by the sound that danced delicately on the morning breeze. Spotting Mr. Arapaho, he inquired with curiosity, "Where did you learn that tune?" With a warm smile, Mr. Arapaho shared his secret. He had been selecting bagpipe music to fall asleep to, and that particular melody had captured his spirit, echoing throughout the night. It was a version by the band St. Lawrence O'Toole, he revealed, infusing life into the conversation with musical passion. Amused, Mr. Turkey responded, "That band rings a bell. I sometimes play their tunes during breaks while teaching the kids." The conversation deepened, weaving through experiences and recommendations of great pipe bands, from the renowned Field Marshal Montgomery to the pathway towards mastery in the art of bagpiping. Mr. Turkey explained the grading system in bagpiping, likening Mr. Arapaho's journey to climbing a ladder from the humble beginnings of Grade 5 to the illustrious heights of Grade 1. "Grade 5 is perfect for a beginner like you," Mr. Turkey affirmed, guiding Mr. Arapaho through the intricate web of embellishments essential for a budding bagpiper. Intrigued, Mr. Arapaho leaned closer, eager to absorb the wisdom imparted. The conversation shifted to technicalities like the grip, a low G combined with a D grace note, signifying the layered complexity laden within each note played. The aspiration to learn grace notes sparked excitement within him, realizing these embellishments could transform playing from simple to artful. As Mr. Turkey elaborated on the grace notes, particularly the high G, D, and E, Mr. Arapaho's heart swelled with enthusiasm. He imagined the sounds swirling in the air, creating a seamless tapestry of music. The fundamental techniques like doublings began to illuminate his path, illuminating the potential that lay ahead. Each note played, each technique mastered, symbolized a step forward, and with each stride, Mr. Arapaho found a deeper connection not just to the instrument, but to the rich, soulful tradition of bagpiping. The morning air was crisp, wrapping around Mr. Arapaho and his turkey friend as they delved deep into a lively debate on bagpipe embellishments. The sweet scent of dew-kissed grass filled the air, creating an atmosphere brimming with potential. As they continued their jovial conversation, laughter erupted, harmonizing with the distant sounds of morning activities in the community. Today was no ordinary day. It was filled with the promise of connection and creativity, embracing every eager heart walking through this picturesque tableau. Miss Trunchbull, newfound determination glimmering in her eyes, and a gentleman from northwestern Spain decided to join the vibrant scenery with a morning walk. The sun bathed the streets in golden light, illuminating each face as they ventured forth. Their steps danced in rhythm with the faint notes they heard nearby, where Arapaho was harmoniously instructing his feathered friend. The sounds of highland pipes floated through the air, tantalizing their ears and inviting them closer. Suddenly, a higher-pitched sound captured their attention, stirring curiosity and compelling them to investigate further. With every stride, they followed the mysterious notes, their hearts quickening with anticipation. "Where is that delightful sound coming from?" asked the man, intrigued. Miss Trunchbull pointed towards a charming home that stood proudly against the vibrant backdrop of nature. As they approached, they were greeted by Melody, her warm smile radiating joy as if the sun had chosen her as its messenger. It soon became clear that the source of the enchanting sound was Melody's little one, proudly holding his gaita and drawing forth beautiful crescendos. "So you were the talented musician behind those notes," exclaimed the Spanish man, joy lighting his features. "Let's get that drone in tune," he encouraged, recognizing the shared spirit of artistry that brought them all together during this cherished morning. As they harmonized their efforts, music became more than mere sound. It became a bridge between cultures and friendships, uniting them in a melody that would linger long after the day had unfolded. As Melody's little guy skillfully took to his gaita, the Spanish man suggested sustaining the chanter's main note, which in this case was C5. This simple yet crucial act allowed the man from Asturias to get a clearer reading on the tuner. The young musician, eyes focused and fingers poised, played the note, letting it resonate vibrantly through the air. The sound waves danced as he maintained the C5, creating a harmonic foundation that filled the space. With this clarity, the Spanish man engaged an audio source, adjusting the tuner with precision, his eyes lighting up as the numbers climbed higher with each subtle tweak. Upon reaching a sweet spot where the audio track harmonized perfectly with the chanter, a warm smile spread across the Spanish man's face. The little guy paused for a moment, intrigued by the intricate process surrounding him. "You are reading in exactly at around 448, he shared, which means that above middle C, this note vibrates a remarkable 448 times a second. The understanding deepened, revealing that the little guy's chanter was tuned to resonate a minor third above, making it a delightfully sharp note compared to its companion's sound. This musical synergy led them forward into the next step, tuning the drone. The drone had been corked off to maintain harmony with the chanter, ensuring no dissonance intruded on their collective sound. The Spanish man approached the drone with care, removing the cork while the little guy sustained the low C. With a robust resonance filling the air, the drone tuned perfectly, now at C3, harmonizing 2 octaves apart from the chanter. Observing from a distance, Melody couldn't hide her smile, watching the Spanish man nurture her little guy's burgeoning talent. As excitement bubbled, the little guy curiously asked whether the fingering matched the Scottish Highland pipes or was influenced by the Galician gaitas. The camaraderie of music enveloped them. Suddenly, a voice sliced through the sweet melodies with annoyance. "I work with kids, and I've never been that loud this early in the morning." It was Miss Jenna, a figure of exasperation at the Filmora City preschool. The Spanish man, unfazed, encouraged the little musician to continue while assuring that Miss Jenna simply needed to let their joy resonate. In a bustling street filled with laughter and music, the scene unfolded as Melody's little guy and a charismatic Spanish man finished tuning the gaita. Miss Trunchbull's lips curled into an uncharacteristic smile, an anomaly in her typically stern demeanor. In stark contrast, Miss Jenna surged forward, her voice a clarion call proclaiming, "I work with kids, and I don't cause a ruckus like that." However, her words fell into a deafening silence, ignored by both Miss Trunchbull and the Spanish man, who reveled in the moment. Suddenly, an unusual bright white cloud bloomed above the crowd, transforming the sunny sky into an ethereal canvas. Tiny, sand-like particles began to descend, creating a whimsical atmosphere. Bead storms, a signature of Mr. Turkey, were now in full swing. He had just imparted another bagpipe lesson to Mr. Arapaho, whose melodic embellishments danced in the distance as he practiced on his chanter. As the joyful group frolicked in the bead storm, Miss Jenna stood firm, resolute against the delightful chaos that surrounded her. Amidst the revelry, an unexpected figure emerged. A banana man, accompanied by Codlad the Polish cow and his British friend, made his way down the street with a box of bananas. Mr. Arapaho's keen eye caught sight of this new visitor, and he eagerly inquired, "What brings you here?" The banana man beamed, responding, "I'm here to deliver some treats to your community, Mr. Wang." Arapaho's smile widened as he shared, "If I want a banana, first I need to present it." With a nod from the banana man, Mr. Arapaho began to play a tune, The Rowan Tree, while the banana man waited patiently to hand over the fruit after the melody's conclusion. This charming exchange revealed a unique tradition that transformed a simple banana delivery into a celebration of welcome, reminiscent of a Scottish Burns supper, creating an enchanting atmosphere where music and friendship blossomed together. In the heart of Filmora, an extraordinary conversation unfolded between Mr. Arapaho and the banana man under the gentle warmth of the mid-morning sun. As they spoke, their minds danced with ideas, and the banana man found himself enraptured by the vision of a banana tree flourishing within their community. "Mr." Arapaho's smile illuminated his face as he assured the banana man, "I could make one appear." An astonished expression painted the banana man's features, sparking thoughts about the feasibility of such a magical endeavor. "Well, Mr. Arapaho began, drawing the banana man further into the realm of enchantment. "Logic is in the name of this type of magic. Our city's name shares a connection with a video editing software, Filmora." Intrigued, the banana man hung on his words, eager to unravel the secrets behind this peculiar blend of magic and reality. But practical concerns began to surface. "How will the bananas continue growing in this cold environment?" he inquired. Mr. Arapaho, with a twinkle in his eye, reassured him, "This will be a magical tree, capable of thriving even in chilly temperatures. We'll have community members who understand light assist us in creating an ideal atmosphere for growth." Just then, a voice echoed through the serene streets, embodying a challenging spirit. It was Miss Trunchbull, with a demeanor reminiscent of her formidable past. Her presence loomed large as she questioned their fanciful plans. Intrigued to learn more, the Banana Man pressed for details as Miss Trunchbull revealed herself as an ally in their quest. "I've heard whispers of the banana tree," she said, her expression shifting from skepticism to curiosity. With newfound resolve, the Banana Man explained, "What we need is a light that mimics the warmth of tropical climates." To this, Miss Trunchbull responded with enthusiasm, promising to conjure a solution. Then, as if by magic, she produced a Katinsky can, a device capable of harnessing luminescence reminiscent of sunny shores. A swift turn of the dial, followed by the clicking sound, brought forth a brilliant light that breathed life into their dream. The banana tree began to sprout in the cold air. The Banana Man's eyes lit up with possibilities, proposing the idea of a streetlight that could sustain the tree's vitality at night. With a knowing smile, Mr. Arapaho delivered on this vision, creating a light fitted with a sun bulb, ensuring the bananas would thrive in the embrace of both day and night. As Mr. Arapaho, the Banana Man, and Miss Trunchbull stood beneath the grand banana tree, excitement bubbled over for the upcoming Scottish burn supper. The air was filled with anticipation, where the fruity fragrance mingled with the earthy scent of the orchard. Bright yellow bananas hung heavy on their branches, promising a delightful infusion into the traditional festivities. Suddenly, the spicy aroma of peppers danced through the air, igniting curiosity among them. "Why not infuse bananas with spices?" a voice suggested, evoking a blend of intrigue and hilarity. Mr. Arapaho chuckled in disbelief. "I don't know how that would go with bananas. Who's conjuring these wild ideas?" Just then, the scent of jalapenos wafted closer, seeping into their senses like an invitation to adventure. They pondered the possibility of combining these fruits with vibrant spices, a fusion of flavors experienced in a fresh perspective. The Banana Man chimed in, recalling that cinnamon, a beloved spice, could play a crucial role. "True, Mr. Arapaho acknowledged, but we need spices that give a little kick to excite the palate," prompting a spark of inspiration. Just then, a woman strolled through town, her large barrel filled with an array of hot sauces, which emanated an enticing aroma. Her lively energy radiated warmth, reminiscent of two beloved characters in their town's folklore. Intrigued, Mr. Arapaho called out, "Who are you?" With a twinkling smile, she introduced herself as Jessica, known fondly as Jess or Jessie. "Are you the one responsible for igniting these peculiar thoughts about hot sauce and bananas?" Mr. Arapaho asked, still perplexed. Jessica laughed, revealing her intention was to inspire culinary creativity. "Let's save the spicy banana concoction for the burn supper," she suggested, sparking further conversation. Mr. Arapaho eagerly shared details about their city's inaugural burn supper, excited by the blend of cultures. The air seemed to hum with the vibrations of bagpipes, and their ideas grew wings. "We don't wish to overpower the bananas," the Banana Man mused. "Perhaps a calm spice like cinnamon or ginger?" Jessica's eyes lit up with the possibilities. "Hand me a batch of bananas and I'll work my magic," she exclaimed, her energy infectious. But there was one essential thing left to do. "Before we do that, we must present it first," Mr. Arapaho instructed, ensuring that every new idea received the reverence it deserved, much like the ceremonious haggis at their burn supper. With notions of flavors melding and traditions intertwined, they prepared for an unforgettable celebration. As the sun reached its peak, casting a golden hue over the landscape, the bead storm finally calmed, leaving glistening remnants in the air. Jessica wandered through the aftermath, her mind a medley of thoughts about what she could create from this vibrant scene. Just as she contemplated her next move, a voice echoed around her, stirring her curiosity. "I work with kids and I don't infuse spices with bananas," it declared. Jessica's intrigue piqued. Who could that voice belong to? Was it perhaps Miss Trunchbull or someone entirely unexpected? Meanwhile, Miss Trunchbull reveled in the remnants of the beadstorm alongside Mr. Arapaho and Mr. Banana Man. Glimmering beads hung in the air like tiny jewels, and as she relished the scene, she thought of Jessica. "I must go see what she's up to," Miss Trunchbull decided, an excited smile forming on her face. Mr. Arapaho chuckled softly, knowing well the devotion Miss Trunchbull had to her mentees. As she ventured away to find Jessica, anticipation bubbled within her. Jessica was on a quest, filled with her own creative ideas, when she heard a familiar voice call her name. "Jessica!" Miss Trunchbull exclaimed as she approached. Jessica turned around, her hair still dotted with those enchanting beads from earlier. "Everything is going good," she replied, a smile spreading across her face as some beads finally fell. "I'm trying to figure out how to infuse some of these beads with my flavors." Miss Trunchbull raised an eyebrow, presented with an intriguing idea but filled with skepticism. "Infuse the beads with flavors? I'm not sure how that would turn out," she mused. Nonetheless, curiosity tinged her words. Jessica's excitement continued to build as she shared, "I heard a voice earlier, and I knew it wasn't you." Miss Trunchbull's expression changed, recognizing the query as she explained, "That voice belongs to Miss Jenna. She used to say something similar when I was principal at Cruncham Hall. My rules state. It seems she has a similar demeanor to mine before the New Year's transformation made me embrace the community's vibrancy." As they strolled, Jessica noticed a sign that read, "Cruncham Hall." Miss Trunchbull smiled gleefully. "Congratulations. You have wandered towards my home, adorned with calming blue colors that radiate serenity even through the night." Jessica's eyes widened, intrigued by the connections Miss Trunchbull shared, and decided to learn more about her colorful community. "I see you have friends from different tribes," she offered, to which Miss Trunchbull answered, "Indeed. Mr. Arapaho represents the Arapaho tribe, and Miss Choctaw, who resides nearby, is our community's nurse." As Jessica continued to probe, a high-pitched sound reached their ears, reminiscent of fine Scottish performances, but with a distinctive higher pitch. "What is that?" Jessica asked curiously. "Oh, that's Melody's little one playing his gaita. It means bagpipe in Spanish. He was gifted that lovely instrument by a charming man from Asturias, a picturesque region in northwestern Spain. This sound echoes the Galician gaita and fills the air with excitement and life, akin to the vibrant community we share." In a vibrant kitchen filled with delightful aromas, Ms. Trunchbull and Jessica engaged in an enthusiastic conversation. With a sudden spark of inspiration, Ms. Trunchbull proposed her assistance with the abundance of bananas before them. Jessica's eyes lit up with a beaming smile as she shared her creative idea. "I want to create my own version of a dish that ferments bananas but with a twist. We'll infuse spices into the bananas while they cook, allowing them to absorb the essence of the spices before baking them under a luscious frosting." Curiosity flickered in Ms. Trunchbull's expression as she pondered aloud, "Are you thinking of bananas Foster?" Jessica nodded in agreement, excitement coursing through her. "Exactly. But first, let me do something quickly." In an instant, Jessica conjured a brilliant bead cloud filled with gleaming white beads that sparkled like stars. Harnessing the vibrant magic of the city, she made the bead cloud grow exponentially, enveloping the surroundings in a shimmering spectacle that blocked out the sun. As if a painter had unleashed a masterpiece, the bead storm unfurled, casting a mood of wonder. Mr. Turkey, wandering near, sensed the magic in the air, pondering the origin of the swirling beads. Just then, Jessica infused another cloud, this time shimmering with vivid reddish-orange hues. "Ah, now I see who's responsible for this enchanting display," Mr. Turkey realized, his suspicions leading to the delightful conclusion that Jessica was indeed the sorceress behind the colorful phenomena. Inside the cozy kitchen, the aroma of baking bananas Foster melded with the savory notes of haggis being prepared under Ms. Trunchbull's guidance. "Typically, we don't use sheep's stomach out here, but a casing of ground lamb and oats works just as fine," she explained, instilling Jessica with the knowledge of culinary versatility. Meanwhile, Jessica's thoughts drifted to their friends amid this spectacular bead storm. Outside, Mr. Arapaho and the Banana Man observed the tempest with awe. "This bead storm feels familiar but looks different," Mr. Arapaho noted, contrasting it with Mr. Turkey's usual sandy storms. "The hot sauce flavor is intriguing," replied the Banana Man. They soon named it Jessica's bead storm, a magical array of red hues enveloping them as sunlight disappeared, only to be replaced by soft greenish clouds, reminiscent of fresh green peppers. As the vibrant colors danced in the sky, enveloping everyone in a wonderland of beads, Jessica and Ms. Trunchbull continued crafting their culinary delights, inspired by the magic that flowed in the air, reminding them that creativity knows no bounds. The joy of creation intertwined with the fantastical, merging as one extraordinary experience in their kitchen escapade. As the afternoon sun began its slow descent, a gentle warmth enveloped the city of Filmora, igniting a vibrant energy throughout the streets. Miss Trunchbull and Jessica, having just conjured up their delightful creations of bananas, Foster, and haggis, stepped outside to embrace the bustling atmosphere. They ventured to the lively banana tree where Mr. Arapaho, the Banana Man, and Mr. Turkey were reveling in the bountiful harvest. Jessica's eyes widened in awe as she gazed at the tree, a cascade of yellow bananas stretching to every branch. "Look at all these bananas!" she exclaimed, her enthusiasm bursting forth like the fruits surrounding her. "Mr. Thanks to the bead storm you conjured earlier, this tree has become something spectacular, producing an incredible bounty. It seems like it'll take the Banana Man quite some time to count them all." The Banana Man, beaming from ear to ear, couldn't help but join in the merriment. Inspired, Jessica proposed, "Why don't we utilize Filmora logic to harvest these bananas? We can whip up even more bananas, Foster." With a flicker of magic, the bananas were effortlessly harvested, and their sweet aroma soon wafted through the air as Miss Trunchbull prepared the treats. Yet not everyone was enchanted by the delightful scents. From the shadows, Ms. Jenna emerged, her expression twisted with disdain. "I work with kids, yet I've never grown so many bananas, let alone made so much bananas, Foster." "Who are you?" she shouted angrily, her voice echoing down the street. "Mr. Arapaho, unfazed, challenged her. "You've never grown a banana before, Ms. Jenna." The tension mounted as she retorted, declaring her intent to take them to her preschool, her special corner reserved for misbehaving children. With a knowing glance, Miss Trunchbull returned to the fray, her voice firm. "I heard everything, Ms. Jenna. You're stifling the community just like I used to do. It's time for a lesson in humility." In an instant, Ms. Jenna was ushered to the minuscule bead chokey, a place of glowing cyan lights and swirling beads. As the door closed, the fans roared to life, sending the tiny shimmering beads swirling around her. Meanwhile, Mr. Arapaho and the Banana Man continued their preparations for the Burns supper, discussing dishes that ranged from haggis to crumpets. Gazing out toward the horizon, they eagerly anticipated the appearance of Cod Lad, the spirited Polish cow. Known for his disco mirrors, Cod Lad would host a dance party that would usher in joyous laughter and revelry. It would also be Jessica's first time witnessing a darts game, eagerly cheering for Cod Lad, whose bovine form proved no hindrance to his spirited play. As excitement filled the air, there were whispers of a mysterious game suggested by Thanos, challenging all to partake in a game of squid, a curiosity that only added to the day's unfolding magic. As the golden hues of the sun melted into the horizon, casting a warm glow over the vibrant city of Filmora, a sense of anticipation stirred in the air. The community was abuzz. Echoes of laughter and chatter filled the streets, as Melody and her little one joined an ensemble of spirited characters like Ms. Choctaw, Ms. Trunchbull, Mr. Arapaho, Mr. Turkey, the Asturian man, and Jessica, whose joyous energy mirrored that of Melody. Together they prepared for a Burns Night celebration destined to be unforgettable, each individual bringing their unique flair. With pots bubbling and delightful aromas wafting through the twilight, Ms. Choctaw's haggis became a centerpiece that promised warmth and comfort. Little did she know, Jessica stood nearby, equally enthusiastic, ready to present her own rendition infused with bold spices. "Welcome to our community, Ms." Choctaw greeted Jessica, a radiant smile lighting her face. The air thickened with camaraderie as Jessica shared her laughter about a fiery hot sauce she had concocted earlier, instantly sparking light-hearted banter between them. As the evening unfolded, excitement grew, and Jessica revealed her own haggis creation, intertwined with spices that danced on the tongue. A wave of anticipation swept through Ms. Choctaw as she expressed her surprise and delight. The proposition for hot sauce challenges filled the air as Jessica sought to add a sense of adventure to their gathering. With playful assurance, Ms. Choctaw embraced the idea, maintaining the spirit of fun while ensuring everyone felt safe and included. Suddenly, as darkness enveloped the city, Mr. Arapaho's voice cut through the atmosphere, summoning the crowd's attention with pride. He spoke of past festivities, linking them to the present, and called forth Mr. Turkey to share the ceremonial haggis. As melodies resonated from Mr. Turkey's Scottish small pipes, the sky erupted with fireworks, illuminating their gathering with a mesmerizing white brilliance. Gasps of awe filled the air as even Jessica stood spellbound, feeling exhilarated by the dazzling display. Just as sparks rained down, the spirit of joy surged through the gathering. Jessica, determined to engage her new friends, prepared her hot sauces with delight and anticipation. A sense of togetherness blossomed, and Ms. Choctaw approached Jessica, her kindness shining through as she took Jessica's haggis up for presentation. Enthusiasm bubbled as they planned for the challenges ahead, setting the stage for a night filled with laughter, flavors, and an unforgettable celebration of community. After the lively exchange between Jessica and Ms. Choctaw, Jessica found herself wandering amidst a throng of colorful characters, soaking in the vibrant atmosphere. The air buzzed with laughter and chatter, creating a warm embrace of camaraderie. The star of the night, Miss Trunchbull, entered the gathering with a flourish, carrying a delightful tray of bananas Foster that brought a sweet aroma wafting through the air, captivating everyone's senses. As Jessica mingled, Mr. Turkey approached her with a friendly smile. "Your haggis was really interesting," he remarked, his tone sincere, causing Jessica to return his smile with delight. This moment ignited a spark of creativity within them. They turned their gaze skyward, conjuring a bead cloud that began to dance and shimmer, growing larger as it caught the magic of the city around them. The bead cloud, once tiny and delicate, morphed into a breathtaking spectacle, reflecting the explosions of color from the forthcoming fireworks Miss Trunchbull had promised. The captivating glow of streetlights illuminated the banana tree nearby, its harvest gleaming under the moonlight. Strangely, as the minuscule bead cloud expanded, it transformed both in appearance and scent. The enchanting mixture of spices was replaced by the ripe aroma of bananas, rolling across the city like a fragrant wave. Everyone gathered understood that the beadstorm was a prelude to a jubilant Burns Night celebration. As the cloud rolled over the crowd, the tune of pipes began to fill the air. A bagpipe band strolled through the revelers, embodying the city of Filmora's spirit. Following behind, Codlin the Polish cow proudly displayed disco mirrors that bounced light in dazzling patterns, while a mysterious figure drew curious gazes. Was that Thanos himself, caught in an unexpected moment amidst a celebratory gathering?
As the bagpipe band formed a jubilant circle, their music lifted the spirits of everyone present, merging traditions through rhythmic melodies.
They kicked off with Scotland the Brave, inviting the audience to lose themselves in joyous dance. The playful medley of march, strathspey, and reel echoed through the night, echoing the city's heartbeat. In a corner, Codland had established a lively dartboard and DJ booth, with the British man prepping the darts diligently. Their banter and playful energy entranced onlookers, creating a magnetic atmosphere. He threw practice darts, the light-hearted spirit ringing true as Codland adjusted his lighting and speakers, setting the stage for an unforgettable evening of music and mirth. Each moment blended seamlessly into the next, promising an enchanting celebration that would dance in their memories long after the final notes faded. As the bagpipe band concluded their lively performance, a dazzling firework burst into the starry sky, its explosion rivaling the puffy clouds drifting lazily above. The brilliant light illuminated the night, transforming the darkness into a fleeting daylight. The unexpected boom sent Jessica soaring into the air, an involuntary reaction to the grandeur of the moment. What a spectacle it was! The cheers of the crowd mingled with the echo of the fireworks, creating a symphony of joy that filled the air. Meanwhile, at the DJ booth, a British gentleman, brimming with enthusiasm, declared to the gathered crowd, "All right, everyone, we are going to have a game of darts." The excitement was palpable as people surged forward, eager to join in the evening's festivities. "Enjoy your haggis and all your Burns Night specials," he continued, setting the stage for a night filled with laughter and camaraderie. Just then he gestured toward his unique accomplice. "Now I will turn the DJ booth over to my bovine friend with the dazzling disco mirrors, Cod Lad the Polish Cow." Applause erupted as the colorful lights from Cod Lad's setup began to swirl like a vibrant kaleidoscope, mesmerizing the audience. As the beat dropped and the atmosphere electrified, Mr. Arapahoe's voice cut through the music. "Well, look who's here. It's Cod Lad the Polish Cow." But the festive mood was soon interrupted by a voice that rang with authority. Miss Jenna appeared, demanding silence. "Stop the music. I work with kids and I don't allow loud, infectious music," she insisted, creating a stark contrast to the lively scene. Yet Mr. Arapahoe stood his ground, urging Cod Lad to resume the music. The visuals dazzled as colors clashed in disarray. Red, green, blue, yellow, magenta, cyan, and white seemed to dance across the sky, overpowering any dissent. Jessica, caught in a whirlwind of aromas and laughter, was just getting ready to present her famed Bananas Foster to everyone when Miss Trunchbull called her over. Together with the reassuring presence of Miss Choctaw, they brought forth a delightful array of desserts, while the annual celebration unfolded in a riot of sound and color, united in warmth and excitement. In this whirlwind of chaos, the spirit of Burns Night remained unyielding, promising another unforgettable evening of revelry. As the music blared and the beadstorm raged on near the banana tree, a vibrant tapestry of lights enveloped everyone, invigorating the atmosphere. The spectacle was nothing short of a divine celebration, thanks to the Polish Cow, twirling in delight under splendid disco mirrors that reflected colors in a kaleidoscope of joy. Amidst this cacophony, a figure approached Mr. Arapahoe, energy crackling in the air, ready to confront him about a perceived betrayal against their friend. "I can't believe you'd encourage a cow to bring back the music," they exclaimed, an urgent pulse in their voice. Mr. Arapahoe remained unshaken, listening intently as the speaker continued, their exasperation spilling over. "This music is giving me a headache and causing an earthquake. However, I support Ms. Jenna's cause." The consternation was palpable, yet Mr. Arapahoe saw the underlying play of light and sound as an embrace of freedom. He met every eye with a calm assurance, knowing he was the orchestrator of this wild, sonorous symphony. Suddenly, the energy shifted as he decisively led Karen and Ms. Jenna towards a lively bagpipe band, the air thick with curiosity and anticipation. As they drew nearer, drums echoed, and chanters filled the atmosphere with the stirring notes of Scotland the Brave and the Rowan Tree. The oddity of their situation dawned upon the two, who found themselves encircled by merry bagpipers, the sound wrapping around them like a warm blanket. Ms. Jenna, perturbed by the raucous vibrations, pointedly chastised one bagpiper, her finger steady. "I work with kids. I don't encourage noise like this." But the bagpipe player skillfully thrust his chanter towards them, the melody soaring higher, weaving through their defenses. Captivated, both women found themselves sinking to the grass, surrendering to the powerful allure of the pipes that resonated deeply within. Meanwhile, the DJ was spinning tracks, a delightful mix of culture ignited by Cod Lad's choice, the Ostergaita's unique rhythms summoning an exuberant response from a Spanish gentleman. "It seems someone from Poland recognizes my culture," he proclaimed, racing off to fetch his gaita, a spark of motivation dancing in his spirit. Mr. Arapahoe, witnessing this fusion of traditions, smiled, heart warmed by the inclusivity enveloping Burns Night, now an eclectic celebration of not just Scottish heritage, but a blossoming camaraderie infused with Asturian flavor. The buzzing atmosphere settled over the venue as the Spanish man proudly returned with his gaita, its lively notes dancing through the air, heralding the beginning of a thrilling darts match. Not a moment later, the British man, his disco mirrors glistening under the vibrant lights, stepped forward, confident and ready. This wasn't just any match. It was a contest between him and the local favorite, Cod Lad. Both men were resolute, targeting bullseyes with unwavering focus amidst the enthusiastic cheers from the crowd. Mr. Arapaho's voice boomed through the speakers, announcing the challenge, and the excitement rippled through the onlookers. In the backdrop, Karen and Ms. Jenna exchanged glances, both weary and amused, knowing the shenanigans that could unravel. "They're about to hurt the dartboard's feelings," Karen whispered, her eyes twinkling with mischief, while Ms. Jenna nodded in agreement. Few things were more entertaining than a heated darts competition accompanied by a bagpipe band that brought the dramatic flair of tradition to the night. The moment was electric as the game commenced. The first throw from the British man found its mark, a bullseye. Karen gasped in mock despair and shouted, "Don't throw it! You're going to hurt the dartboard's feelings!" Her plea was drowned out by the cheers reverberating off the walls. Each dart flew like a streak of light, with Cod Lad stepping up next, his disco mirrors reflecting every gleam and glimmer. With precision that astounded the audience, he too scored one bullseye after another, the crowd erupting with each success. Meanwhile, nearby, the bagpipers were gearing up, their drones gathering an intoxicating rhythm that drew even more attention to the event. With one final triumphant throw, Cod Lad claimed victory. Laughter erupted as Miss Trunchbull delighted the crowd with her hot sauce challenges, and Jessica couldn't help but smile, captivated by the vibrant display of talent and camaraderie. As she shared a moment with Miss Trunchbull, their conversation bubbly and light, she learned of the hilarious antics that ensued when hot sauce met bananas, a concoction dubbed Hot Date with Jessie. Amidst the cascades of laughter, the darts game continued, each throw igniting even more joy in the hearts of the spectators. As the darts game unfolded with tense excitement, the Cod Lad seized every chance to outshine the British man, each bullseye met with cheers of approval. The camaraderie in the air was infectious, but soon it was punctuated by an unexpected appearance at the hot sauce tables. There, under the flickering lights of the venue, stood Miss Trunchbull, curiosity etched across her face. "Who are you?" she inquired with a smile, her curiosity piqued. "I am Thanos from Squid Game," the newcomer declared, his voice a blend of authority and mischief. "I've come to your Burns night to introduce a Squid Game hot sauce edition, and it seems your new friend might want to help." Jessica, overhearing the announcement, dashed over with a mixture of inquisition and excitement. "Thanos, I think I've seen you before," she exclaimed, her eyes gleaming with intrigue. With that, the stage was set for an unorthodox evening. As the events unfolded, the atmosphere transformed. This Burns supper was unlike any other in the vibrant city of Filmora. Cod Lad basked in the glory of his victory, having amassed another impressive 301 points as cheers erupted around him. The British man couldn't hide his joy, declaring, "That's 2 games you've won, Mr. Cow." The crowd erupted again, celebrating not just the victories, but the sheer joy of the moment. Mr. Arapaho's booming voice reverberated, signaling the next chapter of the evening. He announced Cod Lad's return to his DJ booth, while he himself retreated to the sound booth to unveil the Squid Game Hot Sauce Challenge. Though some were apprehensive about the heat, the anticipation only grew. The crowd roared in approval as Jessica and Miss Trunchbull took the stage alongside Thanos, ready to guide everyone through this unique challenge. Mr. Arapaho made yet another electrifying announcement, revealing Thanos as their surprise guest from the Squid Game universe, igniting applause and cheers. The stage was set with Mr. Beast's imminent arrival for the Beast Games, adding another layer of excitement. As Mr. Turkey stepped forward, pipes in hand, the resonant notes of Scotland the Brave filled the air, setting a spirited tone for the challenge ahead. This would not just be any night. It would be a memory woven into the very fabric of Burns Night, a celebration of culinary bravery in a fun and thrilling Squid Game style. As the bead storm enveloped the bustling city of Filmora, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement and anticipation. It was Byrne's Supper, an occasion renowned for epic gatherings, but this year, Thanos had something unique in store. The bar was raised as he announced a hot sauce version of the popular Squid Game, teaming up with Jessica to host this fiery culinary contest. Unbeknownst to the bemused Spanish man from Asturias, this was more than just a challenge. It was a quest for resilience and camaraderie. Little did he know, his adventure was only just beginning. Having come from a culture where daring challenge shows were an enigma, the Spanish man was both intrigued and perplexed. He shared how, during his explorations through cities like Madrid and Barcelona, he had first encountered the buzz surrounding Squid Game. It was in these lively urban centers that he discovered fellow locals glued to their screens, captivated by the show's daring trials despite the language barrier. It was a delightful surprise to learn of Iglesia, a Galician adaptation closely resembling Squid Game, which showcased similar themes but allowed for regional understanding. Yet, stemming from Asturias, he had never dabbled in this genre of entertainment. His heart had always been anchored in fostering joy among friends and family, leading to boundless laughter rather than anticipation of high-stakes games. Now, at Byrne's Supper, the stakes were different. Thanos explained the peculiar challenge. Participants needed to endure the scorching heat of various hot sauces without succumbing to the fiery sensation. The Spanish man, wearing a smile of both confidence and curiosity, declared, "Sounds easy, but I will definitely give it a try." With the bead storm transforming the banana tree into a mystical spectacle, he joined the others in the challenge. As they began tasting the plethora of hot sauces, the air filled with gasps and laughter. How was he managing to endure? It became apparent that his culinary origins perhaps lent him an edge. While others grimaced, he embraced the heat with enthusiasm. Jessica hovered nearby, checking on him as they braved the challenge. With unwavering spirit, the Spanish man declared, "I'm ready when you are." As he reached the final stretch, determination burned brighter than any hot sauce could inflict, and all eyes were upon him as the last man standing. Thanos knew he had witnessed something remarkable, a testament to courage draped in the warmth of friendship and culinary pursuit. As the anticipation built up, everyone's eyes were glued to the stage, where the Squid Game challenge was reaching its exhilarating climax. Amidst the vibrant backdrop and pulsating beats, Mr. Arapaho's voice sliced through the air like a knife, capturing every eager ear. The DJ music, once bold and exhilarating, faded as Cod Lad, the Polish cow, paused in respectful silence. The room vibrated with suspense, hearts raced, and breath held tight as the moment of revelation approached. With a commanding presence, Mr. Arapaho announced the winner of the sizzling hot sauce challenge, the Asturian man from northwestern Spain. He stepped forth, face beaming with pride and disbelief, accepting the gleaming medal of honor that signified his triumph. The audience erupted into cheers, the warmth of camaraderie enveloping the venue. Just then, the atmosphere shifted as Mr. Beast made his grand entrance, a whirlwind of excitement igniting the night with fervor and promise, and as Mr. Arapaho declared that it was time for the Beast Games, the Spanish man twirled with joy, ready to embrace the fun as he moved towards the DJ booth, grinning like a child under the dazzling lights. In the DJ booth, Cod Lad pulled up tunes from his mixer, tapping into the rich melodies of Asturian music that wrapped the audience in a cultural embrace. The delightful sounds of the gaita poured through the air, resonating with a sweetness that filled souls. Yet suddenly a strong voice resonated from across the venue, that of Miss Jenna, echoing through the hustle and bustle. "I work with kids. The fusion of Scottish cultures and Squid Games is something we've never encountered," she proclaimed, catching the attention of the revelers. Mr. Arapaho, having left his booth, approached the raucous scene, and chaos momentarily ruled the space as Miss Jenna danced around the bagpipe band, drawing sharp, playful critique from the musicians. They responded with a spirited rendition of the Rowan Tree, teasing the audience with the exuberance of their notes. Meanwhile, Melody and her little companion feigned disinterest in the Beast Games, slipping away in search of something more delightful. Their eyes lit up at the thought of haggis. They approached Miss Choctaw and Miss Trunchbull, who had swapped epic challenges for a slice of tradition. "I see you came to join us," Miss Trunchbull said warmly, as Melody's delight for adventure radiated from her embrace of her little guy. In this joyous, diverse celebration where cultures collided, the spirit of the Burns Night Supper thrummed alive, creating a tapestry woven with laughter, music, and dance that would be cherished forever. As the Beast Games thrived under radiant skies, a bead storm cloaked the banana tree, turning the whimsical landscape into a vibrant wonderland. Melody and her little guy savored haggis amidst laughter shared with Miss Trunchbull and Miss Choctaw. The sweet aroma of culinary delights surrounded them, enhancing the spirited atmosphere. Suddenly, the jovial ambiance shifted when Miss Trunchbull's authoritative voice echoed over Mr. Arapahoe's microphone, announcing, "My rules state that we will now have Squid Game at every community gathering." The unexpected proclamation sent waves of laughter rolling through the crowd, prompting Mr. Arapahoe to tumble on the ground in amusement. The absurdity of a Squid Game rule tickled the fancy of Melody and Ms. Choctaw, their giggles joining the exhilarating sounds of the Beast Games. The unexpected twist kept everyone captivated. Thanos, lurking in the background, couldn't resist a grin, knowing he had a role in this playful chaos. Nearby at the DJ booth, the charismatic Polish cow, Codblad, showcased his dazzling disco mirrors, setting the scene for festivities. When the lively Mingle Game song began to play, the man from Asturias felt a spark of inspiration. He chuckled, remarking, "It sounds so easy that I could learn to play this on the gaita," infusing the moment with joyous camaraderie. This South Korean nursery rhyme elevated the anticipation surrounding the Beast Games, enchanting everyone present as they found themselves effortlessly swaying to the rhythm. Across the vibrant gathering, eyes turned to the banana tree, transformed into a golden spectacle under the bead storm. Drenched in sunny hues, it boasted the most bananas anyone had ever seen. Jessica, wrapped in the infectious energy, joined the chorus of the catchy song, belting out lyrics despite the language barrier. Her enthusiasm made it clear that the spirit of the Beast Games transcended words. Meanwhile, Melody's anticipation grew as she and her little guy awaited Miss Trunchbull's return to their haggis table. Mr. Arapahoe pondered who would emerge victorious in tonight's showdown. As the Burns supper neared its grand finale, whispers of speculation danced in the air. The Spanish man who entered the scene bore a beaming smile, proudly regaling tales of Mr. Beast's fame back home. Listening intently, everyone recognized the cultural ties that united them in celebration. The Spanish man reminisced, "In Barcelona and Madrid, everyone watches the Beast Games, yet in Asturias, we cherish our family traditions." Just then, an explosion erupted in the sky, a firework aglow mirroring the shape of the gaita. A shared burst of wonder sparked unrestrained excitement. Miss Trunchbull, ever the instigator, playfully revealed, "Surprise! I lit that firework for you. Congratulations on your hot sauce challenge." The Spanish man, filled with joy, bowed slightly in gratitude. The vibrant tapestry of the Beast Games wove an unforgettable evening, where laughter, competition, and the bonds of culture intertwined in a brilliant display of unity and fun. As the Beast Games reached their electrifying climax, the atmosphere was charged with excitement and anticipation. Miss Trunchbull, with a mischievous grin, ignited a colossal firework that erupted like a symphony of colors in the night sky. To everyone's astonishment, the brilliant explosion reformed into the shape of a gaita, illuminating the city of Filmora like never before. The townsfolk gazed in wonder, witnessing what was undoubtedly the largest firework they had ever seen, casting a glowing haze over the jubilant crowd. Emerging from the thick clouds of smoke and vibrant sparks, Miss Trunchbull declared, "Surprise! I did this for you, Asturian man." A spirited fellow from northwestern Spain stood amidst the revelry, a radiant smile stretching across his face. This dazzling display was more than just pyrotechnics. It was a celebration of his recent triumph in a fiery hot sauce Squid Game challenge, showcasing his bold spirit and zest for life. As the excitement swelled, a booming voice resonated through the air, announcing the eagerly awaited winner of the evening's Burns Supper Beast Games. A drum roll filled the air, heightening the tension as everyone awaited the announcement. "And now, the winner is Jessica," Mr. Arapaho proclaimed, his voice echoing through the throng. Jessica leapt into the air, pure joy radiating from her as she rushed forward to receive her Medal of Honor, each step infused with pride and accomplishment. After the ceremonies, she made her way to the haggis table, where Melody and her little guy were sampling an array of flavors. Intrigue turned to concern when Melody's little guy winced from unexpectedly intense hot sauce, prompting a rush of energy as Melody hurried to his side, anxious yet instinctively knowing what to do. Jessica, observing closely, shared a moment of realization, recognizing the potential for young taste buds to encounter fiery flavors. Fortunately, Miss Choctaw, with her nurse's intuition, was quick to assist. "Oh, it seems you've eaten hot sauce," she exclaimed, her smile reassuring. Jessica pondered the thought of the little one experimenting with such fiery concoctions, uncertain but optimistic about the experience. As they gathered together, laughter echoed through the air, creating bonds of friendship under the night sky. Melody's little guy, consoled and comforted, found himself swept into joyful play, while Jessica reflected on the balance of flavor that their spirited gathering entailed. This night was not just about fiery competitions and vivid displays, it was about community, laughter, and the unexpected friendships that sparked like the fireworks above. As the Burns Supper in the vibrant city of Filmora reached its climax, the air was thick with the exhilarating sounds of the closing bagpipe set. Melodies like Scotland the Brave and Black Bear danced around the crowd, carrying the spirit of Scottish tradition. Amidst the exuberance, Miss Jenna found herself caught in a whirlwind of commotion, pointing an accusatory finger at one bagpiper. Her protest echoed through the festivities. "I work with kids, and we don't end things like this." The piper, with his thick Scottish accent, roared back, "This is precisely what Burns Supper is all about." A loud laughter surged through nearby onlookers at the unexpected exchange. Miss Jenna, undeterred, retaliated by darting through the throng of bagpipe bands, trying to dodge both instruments and accusations. She was on a mission, proclaiming her stance about organization and decorum, claiming she never allowed such disorder with the children she worked with. Each dismissal of the bagpipers' enthusiastic traditions only fueled her fervor further. Meanwhile, a different scene unfolded as Melody and her young one, accompanied by Ms. Choctaw and Jessica, blissfully ambled back towards their familiar nook. Their laughter floated in the air while they seemed unaware of the peculiarities surrounding them, including the peculiar sight of hot sauce containers adorning the windows of a neighboring home. Jessica's innocent observation sparked curiosity among the group as they discovered her home was indeed right next to theirs. A burgeoning friendship began when Jessica expressed her eagerness to know them better, noting, "I know you, Ms. Choctaw, but not that pair." Miss Choctaw, with a smile, introduced Melody and her little guy, delighting in their growing bonds. Jessica's yearning for connection was palpable, and as they conversed, they realized how quickly friendships can form from such innocent beginnings. As they exchanged thoughts about mild spices and culinary adventures, Jessica remarked about not wanting her encounters with Melanie's child to mirror the chaos of the Burns celebration. Just then, the tranquility of their conversation was disrupted by an unexpected sight. Marching down the street were figures swathed in pink, invoking images of surreal games and whispered conspiracies. Had the city's magic conjured these soldiers? Was this an eerie nod towards the dark themes of a past game? With anticipatory hearts, the group turned their attention as the haunting theme of the pink soldiers began to play, suggesting that their evening was only about to become more unpredictable. The convergence of vibrant celebrations and the unknown soon promised a blend of friendship and uncertainty, entrancing all who witnessed it. As Melody and her little companion stepped inside, the night's adventures lingered in the air. Jessica had retreated to her peaceful slumber, her dreams intertwined with hopes for more escapades with the duo. Somewhere in the distance, a haunting melody drifted through the cool night, played skillfully by a man with his gaita, each note echoing the magic of the evening. Jessica listened attentively, the tune stirring a familiar memory, a recollection of Cod Lad, the Polish cow, spinning those very sounds with his DJ equipment. That catchy Mingle Game song from Squid Game filled her mind, intertwining with the essence of the moment. The air grew colder as the world settled down, and Jessica decided to gather bananas from the tree outside. Mr. Turkey, ever the diligent conjurer of magic, was busy summoning a bead cloud, sensing the snow that would soon blanket the landscape. With each wave of his feathers, the bead cloud expanded, its luminescent beads glimmering and dancing in the night, creating a shroud over the streetlights. As it floated higher, the temperature dipped, enveloping the surroundings in a crisp chill. Mr. Turkey's anticipation surged. He could envision the adventure awaiting everyone when the snow made its entrance. The bead storm, immense and glorious, began to stretch across neighboring cities, blankets of sparkling beads draping over rooftops and streets. As the cloud rolled forth, the streets came alive, pink soldiers marching in synchronization, their presence soaking the night in intrigue and wonder. Meanwhile, Melody's little one, nestled comfortably, slipped into a world where the themes of Squid Game danced through his dreams, guiding him into a fantastical realm. Each note cascaded over him, wrapping around his imagination as he drifted deeper into slumber. In his dreamscape, he encountered Thanos, a figure so grand amidst the swirling pink soldiers of Squid Game. The night's burn supper echoing softly in the backdrop lingered in the memories of the city's residents. Outside, soft snowflakes began to fall, merging with the bead storm, their gentle touch whispering tranquility. The rhythmic tapping of tiny beads accompanied the majestic snowflakes, crafting melodies that painted his dreams with vibrant colors. As the magical landscape unfurled, Squid Game figures danced and mingled with his visions. The theme of the pink soldiers blended seamlessly, curating a symphony reminiscent of the bagpipes they had flown through that evening. Just when he thought he could slip away from this dazzling dream, he found comfort in the warmth of melody, anchoring him in a world where reality and dreams intermingled, a cocoon of magic just beyond the confines of the night. As the night draped itself in its final cloak, a strange spectacle unfolded in the city of Filmora. Turkey, with a twist of his imagination, conjured a bead cloud thicker than before, stretching across far beyond neighboring cities. As temperatures cascaded into an icy embrace, he summoned pink minuscule beads that danced through the air, giving birth to an unusual bead storm. This was no ordinary storm. Instead, it bore a distinct signature that set it apart from the typical snowy nights. With each bead morphing, a remarkable transformation took place as they grew into armor, faces, and limbs. The beads burst forth into life, unfurling into soldiers clad in pink, marching under the eerie glow of a moonlit sky. In an enchanting twist of fate, a second cloud erupted with even more vibrant pink soldiers. The air trembled with the sounds of these formations, reminiscent of thunder rolling across the horizon. They stepped in unison, an uncanny cadence resonating against the silence of the night. Was this the manifestation of innovation by Mr. Turkey? The notion of a pink soldier's thunderstorm settled into the city's bones, as if heralding a new era. Meanwhile, Jessica, with a basket full of sun-kissed bananas, prepared to embark on an adventure alongside the energetic duo of Melody and her precious little one, blissfully unaware of the mayhem unfolding outside. Within the cozy confines of Melody's home, a subtle tremor shook the floor, rousing her curiosity. This was not simply a bead storm as they knew it. This peculiar iteration was alive with the spirit of transformation. Thoughts swam through her mind. Was Mr. Turkey attempting to recreate a twisted version of a well-known game? Meanwhile, the dreams of Melody's little one were interrupted by a spirited song weaved through by a mysterious Spanish figure, vibrating with the sound of traditional gaita. As Mr. Turkey artfully conjured more bead clouds, additional armies of pink soldiers surged into existence. The snowflakes began to blanket the city, creating a surreal muffling of their thunderous march, blending the distinct stormy sounds into a symphony of chaos and wonder. All the while, Miss Jenna raged against the pink soldiers, her voice lost in the cadence of marching feet, and Miss Trunchbull confidently reveled in her dreams, basking in the joys of her imagined reality among the marching troops. Tonight, The city of Filmora pulsated with enchantment as two storms collided, wrapping the magic of this extraordinary night into a tale that could only be found amidst dreams. As the snowstorm enveloped the city, a serene hush descended, muffling the determined march of the pink soldiers trudging through the thickening white blanket. This time, Miss Jenna was poised, ready to confront the intruders who invaded the peaceful night. "I work with kids and they don't march around at this hour," she thought fiercely, her heart pounding with indignation. Yet how could she challenge a tempest so formidable, one conjured forth by none other than Mr. Turkey himself? Then, as though the night itself were a canvas, Mr. Turkey unleashed a spectacular bead cloud. It billowed upward into the dark sky, expanding with an intensity that seemed to touch distant lands, even stretching into Spain. As this gigantic bead storm raged, Filmora bore witness to the largest spectacle of its kind. The pink bead clouds twisted and morphed, crafting an enchanting army of paint-hued soldiers, fluffier than dreams, yet muted by the incessant fall of snow. The blustery storm drowned out the rhythmic sounds of marching, causing Miss Jenna's resolve to waver. Was Mr. Turkey intent on recreating a game of survival like the infamous Squid Game? Around this whimsical chaos, Melody's little boy drifted into slumber, where he discovered a whimsical dreamland. In this dream sanctuary, a Spanish man emerged, serenading the gathered characters with the mesmerizing melodies of the Mingle game song played on his gaita. The pink soldiers paused, their firmness softening as music filled the air, transcending barriers. With every note, the man contemplated translating the song into Spanish, envisioning a rendition accessible to children and parents alike across Spain. He pondered the rich accents of Galician and Asturian dialects, yearning to reach every corner of his heritage. This delightful persistence lit a glimmer of hope, ensuring even the nursery rhyme's Korean roots could echo through a distinctly Spanish lens. As the dream unfurled, the pink soldiers slowly began to dissipate, a transient mirage in the backdrop of an ongoing bead storm still swirling above. Amid the fantastical chaos, Mr. Turkey hung his feathers for the night, yet his enchantment lingered in the air like an aroma of burnt supper. Long after the feast, when the pink soldiers pranced through quiet streets, silence suffused the city, thick as a cloud of snow. With dawn creeping gently into view, bathed in ethereal light, the memories of the burnt supper and the beaded struggles would forever engrave this unique journey into the hearts of the inhabitants of Filmora,